yeah, we watched last night. That's a lot of money. I don't know if I agree with it though, with them letting him stay.
They obviously did
Makes
that because
great TV.
well, they did that on purpose to
I'm surprised it didn't last that
gain
long.
viewers.
I kind of don't see the point of doing that if you're not going to last very long. Hi guys, and welcome back. It's been a little bit of a long time no see. If you didn't notice, we actually didn't put a video up last week. It was a bit of a busy one. We've just tried to kind of get back into our routine since coming back from Scotland. So we've been really, really busy. Kev's got a few things going on at the moment. I've got another art show I need to be doing for next week. And I also went to go see my sister up in Manchester. So today, what I thought was that I'm going to take you kind of along in a day of the life of me trying to build a business from the ground up. So if you don't know, me and Kev actually do not have jobs. We are currently jobless and we are bringing in absolutely no money whatsoever at this very, very current moment. Obviously that could change in the space of a few hours or a few days or a few months or a few years, we don't know. But we are both trying to work really, really, really hard to get both of our businesses out there and making money so that we can self-support. It's kind of been a dream of both of us for a very long time to be able to do this. And I thought it'd be a really cool idea to take you along my process and what I have to do to put the work in to get something out of it and actually make my business work. So hopefully I'll have a bit of a productive day, but at the moment I'm making pancakes because I'm hungry and yeah.
Porridge.
Did you? Well, you can have a little bit of this then as well.
Right. Put that there.
Yeah, yours nearly ready, precious.
Yeah. I was going to say it might work.
In terms of how I've actually started with my specific business, which if you didn't know, again, I am a painter and I'm hoping to sell original pieces as well as prints and also kind of be a more social media based artist. That's my goal to kind of follow. I have attended a couple of markets now here in Norfolk. Both, they went well. I wouldn't say my art really fits the style of that specific market. I've got one more to do next week. And then I think if I come away from it and still feel a little bit out of place where my art fits within other people's art in this specific county, I think I'm going to probably stop markets altogether for a little while. They do tend to be quite expensive and the upfront costs are quite a lot. So I think with this one, I've spent just over £100 getting everything ready for this market that's coming up. And if I don't make that back, then obviously I'm in a loss. So I've got to kind of prepare myself to maybe pull away from markets at this specific moment. So I'm trying to be more online based. So far, I think I've signed myself up to TikTok.
I literally have nothing to say except that I made this. This came from my hands.
I make TikToks occasionally. I'm trying to get into the flow of that, being like nearly 30 and trying to TikTok feels extremely uncomfortable, but I know it helps. I'm also just signed up to Facebook and I need to post more regularly with that as well. Obviously I'm on Instagram. I've also got a YouTube channel which is attached to my Wistl Family Adventure channel, so if you want to head over there, there's no content on there yet, but if you wanted to subscribe, feel free to support, that would be lovely. Content will be coming soon for that. I'm just trying to get into the swing of a routine again. Yeah, so TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I think that's it for the meantime. And with that, it's just posting all the time, every day, as best as I can, and using as many features as possible and hashtagging and all that lovely jubbly stuff that I really actually don't like that much. But I feel like, unfortunately, social media and business kind of go hand in hand, and it's the easiest and cheapest way to self-promote and market. Alongside all those social media platforms, I've also signed up to Etsy, and I have actually added some listings on there now. So there's a couple of things. I've got all my stock down by my knees, by the way, if you think I'm looking down all the time. I've added quite a few pieces. I just added 3 of my prints yesterday afternoon, so they're all up, and I've got another 4 to put up today, so that's one job I've got to do. And then I've also got lots of painting to do continuously. These are actually a little mini series of paintings that I've done. and they're all going to be very different colours, very colourful backgrounds, and they are ethnic women. So these are women of colour with African or African American backgrounds. And these are some prints that I've made from that series, and these were the original 4 that I did very, very early on this year. And so those ones I've just showed you are ones that I'm adding to this collection. So these are the 4. It's going to be really hard to show you because it's got cellophane on it, so it's going to be a bit glary. Yeah, and I really love women of different ethnicities. I love painting portraits. That is my main niche. And I'm also just going to show you some of the oil paintings I've got to finish. So this is one of the most finished pieces oh, it's got really dusty. This is one of the most finished pieces I've got going on at the moment in terms of my oil paintings. It is a self-portrait. And the idea and concepts behind these sets of paintings are that nothing really interesting ever happens at all, but then the beauty and the interest comes through the painting. If that makes any sense, it's basically like seeing the beauty in the real mundane tasks. So this is me reading a book in my underwear. Sorry guys, I know I have a lot of male followers. And then this is another self-portrait, and it is me in the shower, but you obviously won't be able to see anything else other than my face. And this is another one where it's like you're just aimlessly wandering in life, and the concept is that why are they always dusty? And the concept is basically, again, just real mundane thing, but I kind of found beauty in like having a shower. And I was seeing things that were happening around me with others in my family. And I was like, that'd be really amazing to capture, but not a lot of people are going to let you take a photo of them in the shower. So I had to do it myself. I had to put myself out there, you know, boys, stand back. So this is the underpainting. If you do oil paintings, you'll know what that means. It basically means that I've just mapped it out with a wash of oils, and then I've got to put thicker layers over the top to build it up to get to look like that one. Okay. And then this is the most unfinished painting because it's not even unwrapped yet. It's not even in the right way around. And my idea for this one is basically, I went to a coffee shop here in Norwich. It's called Bread Sauce, if any of you know it. Excellent cakes and pastries and bread. And I saw a guy there, and he was very eclectic. He was very feminine, and I really, really loved that. He had like a string of pearls, black tight t-shirt. It literally looked like he walked off of like the set of Grease, but in heels and pearls and black polish, and he was reading Othello. Like, I couldn't have got a better picture, and I kind of got it from the back of him. So I want to paint him, and he's going to be on this canvas. So yeah, that's my next series, which is kind of coming along very, very slowly, but it is coming along nonetheless. I've also got some paintings that I need to varnish. This one I haven't varnished yet. This is another oil painting of a girl with sunflowers coming out of her mouth. These specific paintings were more inspired when I was tending to my garden, and I really loved the surrealist nature portraiture thing that I created out of my mind. So this is one of them that hasn't been varnished. Why has everything got dust on it? This is also another one that needs to be varnished. And if you can't tell, this is me, another self-portrait, because I couldn't find a reference with someone with a courgette hanging out of their mouth. And then I turned the courgette into a cucumber because I like the little curly things, and I kind of, made that happen. So this is another one. And if I'm looking just to make sure that everything's in frame. Apologies. So this is another one. So this one also needs to be varnished. And I'm not sure whether I'll keep this in my personal collection because I don't know how many people are going to want me with a cucumber courgette hanging out of my mouth, but you don't know. There are some interesting people out there. And then these two are my favourites. This one is the tomato one. I recently got roasted by a YouTuber on here for this piece of artwork. I voluntarily put my name up for it. But if any of you ever heard of Alpi Effie, or Alpay Effie, he roasted this one, but I love it. It's my favourite. I love the colours, and I love a girl with ginger hair, clearly. So I love that one, but that's already varnished and ready. I'm not sure if I'm going to sell these ones or keep them for myself. And then this one you may have seen, you may have not, and this is like my branding painting. This is the one that kind of stood out the most. I love the colours. Lilac, I want lilac everything. These were inspired by some flowers that I saw in a garden centre called, I believe, lightning sky petunias or night sky petunias. They're amazing and they're still in my garden, but they're beautiful and I love the colours and I love the fact that they look like mini galaxies. And so I thought, hey, I'll put them in a painting, and here we go, that's the painting. If you are interested in any of those pieces of artwork, my Etsy shop will be linked below in this specific video. I don't know if I'll be linking it for every video because I'll be making content on my art channel and that's where that will go instead. But they do have copies of these 3 prints that have just gone up there. Shameless plug here, guys, shameless. And yeah, so if you wanted to, these are for sale on my Etsy shop now, and they've just gone live yesterday. So if you like my art, you can come and support me if you fancy. If you don't, then that's fine. We'll move on to the next part of this video. In terms of my studio, I am in my bedroom, clearly, and my studio consists of the back wall of my bedroom, where I kind of keep all my art supplies. My studio consists of this very beautiful back wall for the meantime. In terms of like art studios and things, it isn't the biggest space, nor is it the easiest space because I'm obviously always on the floor. A desk would be ideal. But at the moment we have to kind of work with what we have. So it works really well at the moment, but eventually I would need a bigger space. I know I've made quite a few pieces of artwork this year. I haven't actually counted, but in terms of sketchbooks and finished pieces, it's been a really, really productive year. So I'm really happy with that end of things. My style and my concepts are really kind of getting there almost. But now the focus is literally just on selling and making a name for myself and putting myself out there. I'm also worried that I'll fizzle out and burn out as well because I'm really prone to doing that. I have some really bad practices and habits. This isn't the first business I've ever tried to start. This is probably the 3rd or 4th. So I've had, you know, stages where I've just broken down and I've really started not enjoying it because of all the other extra things that have to go into building a business. So I'm hoping this time I can kind of pace myself and work through it. It's just really scary, obviously not seeing money coming in and trying to frantically get money together. But that's the risk we're willing to take at this moment in time. I think if we ever did get to the wire and panic, then there's always obviously options to go and get a job for either of us. I just really want this to work. So I'm putting a massive amount of hard work into this because like it's been a dream for a very, very long time. We have been doing this a long time, and I know people that usually do that, they do end up hitting gold at some point. I just really hope that we have the chance and we can do that as well. I really do believe in us. We're in that phase where it's like, do you jump off the cliff or do you kind of stay safe and go back to normality a little bit?
Wash your face.
Yeah, you gotta go wash your face.
I did.
Oh! What was that? Did you do it? So I've just finished uploading 4 new prints to my Etsy store. That's all done, and that just entails photographing them, editing them, just making sure they look nice and bright and you can see them obviously. And then I usually put them on a pale lilac background because that's like my business colour. And then I write all the descriptions out, get the prices ready, sort out the tags, titles, all that, and then I put them on. So there's 4 new prints now on my Etsy shop. Which are these ones that I already showed you, so they're already up there now. And I think now the kids need their lunch, and then I'm gonna work on my oil painting and hopefully get that finished. stopped for a little bit with painting so far. It's coming up to around 2 o'clock, so it's around lunchtime for me. This is my workspace, wonderful. And as you can see, I've added a lot more paint layers to the piece. It's still not finished. I'm not really sure if I'm that happy with it, if I'm being honest at the moment. It's kind of in that stage where should I just change it completely, i.e. like background, etc. I've changed it twice already, or should I just carry on and add some more layers? I'm not sure. I think because it's not up against another piece that I've done yet in the collection, it's like its first one, it's difficult to say. And usually I use quite bright colours in my pieces, and this is quite muted. So I'm not sure at the moment, but that's where we're at the moment with that. Living in England obviously means that I am now losing all the light. So making art, creating content, doing TikToks and all that kind of thing. It's very, very difficult because by around 3:30, actually it's nearly 10 to 4, it's getting very dark. So as you saw, that painting that I've just added to isn't 100% finished. It's not where I want it to be. It's really difficult because I see my work and I hate it most of the time, and then I have to kind of let it sink in and see what I gave to the canvas that's going to make somebody else want that canvas. It's really difficult to kind of put into words, the artist's brain, but it definitely is not a joyride in here. In here it's chaos, and I have got about 1,000 different ideas going on at the same time most days, and I barely ever even do one of them. So in terms of moving forward, as I said earlier, I'm going to try and branch away from markets, and I'm definitely trying to pump all my energy into social media content and things like that. I also have like 100 ideas for paintings and pieces of art and pieces of content that go with the pieces of art. And now that I've launched my Etsy shop, I'm kind of hoping that I can try and build up traction on every other platform and start selling something. However, I do know that that is a really slow process, and it is not easy, as art is subjective. It is very difficult to kind of sell yourself and your story. But if you can see and trust the erraticness of this process, you will see that throughout all of it, we're just both, me and Kev, are trying to work extremely hard on making our dreams happen. I just hope they do, because I literally can't do anything other than sleep, eat and breathe painting and making art. It's a bit of a problem. I can't stop myself.
In the car.
Yeah, we can come in the car.
Yay!
You come say hi.
Hi.
Hey, there he is. The interrupter of the year. Yeah, thank you. Not my camera now. Right, I'm gonna say bye now.
Bye.
I really hope you enjoyed kind of following me around and seeing what I have to get up to in order to try and be some sort of success. I love sharing my art with all of you guys, and it's a privilege to be able to kind of put it out there. Any comments or any constructive criticism, then you can leave it down below, just as long as it's nice. If you want to visit any of my other platforms for my art, if you want to support me, even just to follow on Instagram, I would be very grateful, and that would be amazing. So I'll link my shop and all my handles down below for you guys. But I'm going to have to call it a day because the sun is setting. Like literally it's pitch black in here. You kind of can see. I am going to leave you there, guys. I have a rainbows thing to go and sort out, and I will catch up with you on Saturday next week. So if you would like to join us, please do. And yeah, have a lovely weekend, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.